Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to use an app to create a box using the Easel software. So I'm going to go ahead and just rename this project for us, box example. And I'm going to go ahead and use the app within the program to go ahead and create the box for me. That way I know it's going to fit perfectly and I'm not going to have any issues when I actually print this out using the laser engraver. So over here on the left side there's an apps button. You're going to go ahead and click on that. Once you're in the apps button, one of the first ones you're going to be able to see down here where it says generators is Box Maker Classic. That's the app you're going to want to use. Once you are in that app, you can pick the width, the height, and the depth of your box. And so what you're going to want to do, let's just say you want a 5 by 5 box. So the width is going to be 5, the depth is going to be 5. Now, if you are using this box for acrylic, which a lot of the students that are making this box are going to be wanting to do, we're going to make a really shallow box. We're going to make that 1 inch. That way, only 1 inch of your acrylic is going to be below the top of your box. And then that way, most of the acrylic will be above, but it'll still be enough to support it. So I'm going to have 5 by 5, and then the height's going to be 1. And my material thickness, the wood that we're using is 0.125, so that's 1/8 of an inch. Okay, and so you're going to see I have my top and my bottom, and then I have my 4 sides that it's generated. Once you have that done, you're going to hit import. Now this design is going to be bigger than your work area if you just jump in. So it's 10 by 12.38. So I'm going to leave at original size. You're going to see some of it has gone off the page up here. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of rearrange this stuff so it's going to fit where we want to see it. There you go. And over here, I'm just going to go ahead and just make this bigger so we don't run into any issues later on. So I'm just going to do 12 by 12. And we actually do know the depth, so I'm just going to put that there so there's no issues. And you can kind of see more realistically what it's going to look like. Okay, once I have that set, you can see that when I'm going to use a laser engraver, it's going to be able to cut all the way through. I'll choose those a little bit later on. If I highlight this and move it over a little bit so my preview looks a little bit better, you can see kind of what that's going to look like. The bit size I should change as well to 1/32. It's going to give, since that laser is really fine, and that's what it's going to look like when you actually print it off. Now the nice thing about using this box app within the the Easel program, is that you can actually now draw in other things that you might want on your box. So one of the things you're going to want to do, especially if you're doing the acrylic, is you're going to need a rectangle in here where you're going to slide the acrylic through. And so I can go ahead and change this to outline on path, and I can say, hey, my shape for this, my height here is going to be 0.125 because that's going to be the thickness of the acrylic. The width is really going to be dependent on how long your design is. And so if I go ahead and do that and I kind of move that down, this is where my acrylic is going to slide through the top of my box. Okay, with the cut, if I'm going to want to cut that all the way through, if this is all the way through and all those are all the way through, it's going to import that into the Glowforge all as one object. The other nice thing is, now that I have this, which is going to be carved out on the laser, I can also design stuff on my box, on the top of my box. I'm not going to really want to do anything here because it's going to be on the bottom. You're not going to really see that. But you could also do some designs over on the sides of your box as well. Maybe put some text, maybe a picture or something. So now not only are you creating some acrylic that's going to look really nice, it's going to come out of the slot here, but you can also make the box itself really nice too. And so obviously you have a lot more options here, but maybe I want a star in here where I have on the path, and maybe this I'm going to score, so I'm going to put that at a different depth. So now I'm going to have a star engraved on the top of my box as well. So that is the box app within the Easel program, and hopefully that's going to help you if you decide to go the route of acrylic or any other project where you're going to need a box.